All right, we're back at the Man Cave. I'm your host. Got a video for you today where Anton Daniels is spitting them facts and he's putting in the Lord's work, letting these women understand that just because you make bad choices doesn't necessarily mean that you should be rewarded. But without further ado, let's get to the first video, please.
They can make more
Take
excuses.
some accountability.
They can have as many excuses as they want. I say God saved me from y'all.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm still the bitch
God
you dream
kept
about.
me
So
protected.
we can talk all day about certain topics.
Projection.
You guys can't
For
sit here
all
and
of the
say.
guys that they want to try to shame for making good decisions.
No one's shaming you.
You're not shaming good
I
decisions.
think you're amazing. You're not shaming me.
I'm not shaming good decisions.
No
You're
one's
amazing.
shaming them for their
I'm not
decision
shaming
making.
I feel shame. I
It's
feel
actually
great.
quite the opposite. You're shaming
Why do
people
y'all
for
keep
making
talking
bad
over me?
decisions
Why do they keep
in the
talking over me?
past.
Why do they keep talking over me? Remember this. And this
shit's so
goes for
funny.
the women too. But I'm speaking to my guys. Anytime that you find yourself in a situation where you dodged somebody that you thought was for you but really wasn't, that's God protecting you.
Absolutely.
That go for women too.
Whenever you raise your standards, fellas, remember, it's not
He already said that. See, this is why I tell you women aren't listening. They're just listening to answer and argue. Let's play that back for a second.
The
talking over me.
past.
Why do they keep talking over me? Remember this. And this
shit's so
goes for
funny.
the women too.
See, I know he said this goes for the women too, but he's directing this towards men. He said this.
But I'm speaking to my guys. Anytime that you find yourself in a situation where you dodged somebody that you thought was for you but really wasn't, that's God protecting you.
Absolutely.
That go for women too.
Whenever you raise your standards, fellas, remember, it's not that you got to have a lot of options. You just got to find the best one for you.
Rock on. Rock solid. He's 100% correct. Find the person, the woman that is perfect. Well, not perfect. That is right for you. But I want to go back to what she just did. Now, he basically said this goes for women, but I'm directing this towards men. And then when he answered, he said, well, yeah, that goes the other way too. Like, they cannot help to listen to something that does not pamper them. They cannot be like happy enough to listen to a conversation without feeling like it's about them. This is why modern dating is dead. This is why this group is the least desired to be married. They don't seem to get that every time they speak, they're ruining their chances. And when it comes down to someone saying it, they would rather be single and alone than to actually own up to it. This is the biggest problem with women, that they just do not get it and they do not understand.
Booger Wolf.
That is not nice.
So,
you
you-
can't call
but this
people
the
booger
thing.
wolves in church.
But everybody think they deserve Idris Elba.
But he not talking about the men who decided to date that though.
Everybody deserve Idris Elba, no matter what you look like.
Let me give you something.
These men still made the decision to deal with these
Let
women.
me tell
It's
you,
all
let me-
these women who got kids, who got remarried, or got with other men, and these men chose to be with these women though.
So let me
They
help you
made a
out.
decision to be with these men, these women too. So I'm not understanding.
All I know, I got you.
Of course
TK,
you don't.
But all I know is when I heard that prayer, I would just say rebuke that.
Anton, right?
What do you think there is? Hold on, I got a question. I got a question.
In Jesus' name.
Hold on. Do you think there is a surplus?
Hallelujah.
Hold on. I got a question for you, for real, in real life. Do you think it's a surplus of good men? Because let me tell you, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
Definitely
it's
not.
It is.
It's not.
I believe that.
See, here's the funny thing about that. She made that comment not to get an answer, but to let you know the men that she chose, they're not. She made it abundantly clear. Yeah, there's not abundant men. I'll ask you, but I'm going to answer for you, because this is how women do it. They're too aggressive, and they're too angry, too emotional. They think that means emotional intelligence. I think they should probably retract that and try to figure out what that actually means. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, the way she looks, the way she dresses, the way she carries herself, how much you want to bet she dates nothing but broke pookies? How much you want to bet that that's who she goes after? That's why they're so angry. Their choices have consequences, but they don't want them to have consequences. That way they could do the naughty thing that they were doing when they were younger, and then they can come back and with a clean slate and say, hallelujah, I've been blessed, while they said a Hail Mary in the bathroom, wiped their butthole, and said, you know what, thank you, Jeebus, for bringing me this man that I didn't deserve, but I do deserve.
They out here.
It's not. It's a bunch of.
No, y'all.
It's God made 6 good niggas and 4 of them in the audience. Ladies, roll the dice.
How about the fact that there's, like I said, you can already tell the type of men that she goes after. The fact that you even said the N-word. I get sick and tired of hearing people using the N-word, especially women. You sound so masculine just alone with your voice, your posture, how you're holding the mic, how you carry yourself, scratch your ass. You come off very masculine. And now you use the N-word to describe the men in the audience who look like your daddy. And you call them the N-word. And you're wondering why you can't see the good men.
That's because you call them niggas. Y'all know what y'all called them? Y'all called them lames.
They do be lame.
No, see? And then they grew up.
But that's okay.
They grew up. Now y'all at the tech conferences trying to highlight my homeboys.
They be out here.
The reality is that y'all wanted the dope boys.
Yeah, your type was fucking you.
No.
Hold a second.
They be out here.
The reality is that
Hold a second.
y'all wanted the dope boys.
Yeah, your type was fucking you.
Look at that. Look at that face. She knows it's true. She knows it's true. Imagine somebody calling you out and you can't even look at them because you know it's true. We know it. We know just by the way you look and the way you turn when he said that. See, the problem is you want to be able to have that excitement life when you're young. And you use the I was young, Maury. I was a wild child, Maury, to do all that naughty things because some white guy in a television show in the mornings on WB, depending on what town you're living in, I don't know what station you're on, mine was CW11, who would come over here and hold your hand when you have 5 different kids from 4 different guys. You don't know who the father of any one of them. And what do they always say? I was a wild child, Maury. I didn't know no better. I don't know nothing, Maury. And they go on this and Maury isn't going to lose his show by treating you like you should be treated, like an adult who made an adult decision. No, we're going to say to the man, you're going to be a responsible man and step up. We don't say this to the woman because apparently keeping a child is more responsible than being on birth control. But this look on her face says everything you need to know. They want that excitement and they feel ashamed by the excitement. That's why when it messes up, they don't say these Pookies and Ray-Rays are bad men. They like to say all men ain't ish. That's why. That face alone, and I'm going to use it for the caption for when I post this video. Because that is the face of someone that has understood she done effed up.
No. And now that he got a felony and he can't get a job.
We gonna start a business.
She get on my nerves so bad.
We gonna start a business and get a loan from the bank, nigga.
I see women today, they don't even like guys that got regular jobs no more.
Clock it. I'm not mad at that.
They don't like guys that got regular
Tattoos,
jobs.
weave,
You know what though?
piercing.
Let's talk about this.
And then you want to complain about your health care coverage.
Let's talk about this. I think that, all right, audience reset, nigga. Y'all ain't got mics. I do think that social media has given people a false
It's so
idea
disgusting.
that they have options they don't have. Just because a person is in your DM saying, hey, you cute, or sending you a dick pic, that's really all that is. They literally are they're not trying to sit you down. They're not trying to wife you. They're not trying to date you. They're trying to fuck. And I think so many of us see the options, and you think the options are so open.
Yeah, because you're an idiot. If you thought that a guy that goes into your DMs and says, what you doing? What's up, girl? Is literally looking for a relationship, you're an idiot. You're tatted up, nose ring, foul mouth, masculine posture, and it's what my friend likes to call hood rat-ish. That's exactly what you are. When they say you down for some hood rat-ish, that's exactly what I'm saying it is. Jeez.
If I was a grown-ass man, I would only date single mothers.
What? Baby daddy don't like you. What makes you qualify for an upgrade? Why do y'all standards get better when your circumstances get worse?
Just because you dealt with a man that didn't do right by you don't mean you don't deserve what you supposed to have.
You deserve a better one.
What you mean? Why?
You don't.
So you telling me that because I already have children that I don't deserve a good man?
Yes.
That don't make no sense at all.
See how I love women. No matter, no matter if you had a professor that had the scientific proof to prove that you had the ability to find the right person, or even if you didn't, you had the technology to take medications to keep yourself from getting pregnant and having a being a single mother. You would get mad because they gave you the option to tell you that you should have been on it. And there's no answer that you could have given to explain why you didn't go on birth control before you opened up for this guy. Because everything says if we are already established that men are dogs and this, that, and the third, then why did you open up your legs to him? Women want to make mistakes and they realize that men are slowly pushing away, slowly, but we're getting there, pushing away from being responsible for another man's seed that he didn't even want.
That don't make no sense at all.
All right, so listen.
That's crazy.
How long,
But I'm so glad that the world don't work the way he thinks it should, because we have a lot of people that'll be just assed out.
Now, do you mean? No, hold on one second. I got a question.
let me give her a
We're working on that.
Do you think that she don't deserve a good man, period, or do you want her not to have a date at all until the kids are 18?
No, I want her to go back with her baby daddy.
But he a piece of
And
shit.
I would never.
Listen, okay. So
And I would never.
The guy that you open up your legs to is your husband.
20 years ago. Do you know how old these kids are? These kids are fucking teenagers. She gave him some coochie before she even knew how to use that coochie.
First of all, see, my situation might not be everybody's situation. I had my kids young. You know, I had my
Here we
children
go.
young. So
See what I say? I was young. I was a wild child, Maury. I was a wild child, Maury. They always got to go to young because they love saying we mature so much faster than men, but they keep making immature decisions. Isn't that funny how they pick and choose when they mature and evolve?
to be honest with you, I agree with him when he said you look for your father. I didn't have that. I didn't have my father. I didn't have a male in my life that really taught me what it was supposed to be. So I really was walking around blind trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm running into people. If I knew better, I would have vetted.
Where was your mother? Where was your mother at? You didn't raise yourself when you were a baby or a fetus and you grew into a little thing by yourself. Where was your mother to teach you this? And why didn't your mother tell you, well, I made a mistake. Don't you make that mistake. See, this is why I say generational curse. You guys keep making excuses instead of fixing the problem. So you blame everyone else for you not knowing how to do things. You're mad at all these women going after football players, and you don't look like none of the women who are getting these football players. And instead of trying to learn what they're doing to get the football players, you get mad about it and keep doing the same ratchet thing over and over again.
I didn't know what that was.
But listen, it goes back to the original conversation that I was having. And I said that women are selfish. When I grew up, I used to be in the church. I grew up in the church. And I will always see women pray to God for a good man. Send me this man that I deserve. But then I always would ask my mom, and she would pop me in the mouth. And I would ask my mom.
I'm on her side. I'm about to do it right now.
Honestly, and this is how my brain works. This is not a joke. This is real. I would ask my mom. I would say, well, what about him? Like, why would God mess his life up by giving him you?
So you first what I never hear you say. For some reason, you don't make men take accountability for their choices.
No, you miss.
You blame women for everything. No, you never make men take accountability for what they do.
I do, but what I'm saying is,
I don't get that. Why is it always the woman's
She just don't.
Because when you think about it,
Here's the thing. 90s, it was always a man's fault. 2000, it was always a man's fault. 2010, it was always a man's fault. 80s, always the man's fault. 70 was starting to become the man's fault. You have heard this being told constantly, and every single time, it never held the woman accountable for any of their choices. 2025, now all of a sudden, you're mad and say, well, why don't you hold them accountable? Why don't you go to any of these female platforms that continues to say every negative thing about men, possibly to known to man, and tell them, why don't you hold women accountable? You only talk about men. They don't do that because they don't care. They're mad because the spotlight is on them and it's not in a positive light.
You think about it. What I was taught in church was you treat people how you want to be treated. Thanks. Some of these women, guys know what they qualify for. They know they don't qualify for the top woman. Women will take the best option knowing that she gonna mess his life up, knowing that she gonna slow down. When them women was in church praying, and I would look at her, and I would look at that booger wolf,
That is not nice.
So
You can't call
See, the thing is that these women, like I said before, these women do not want to accept the accountability or responsibility for their choices. They come in broken and want a man to fix them, but they don't want to come to help a man, build a man, to build a life for you and this man or the family that you're looking for. You want a man built that has it all set up. That's why these women go to the football players and doing it right, because you don't know what you're talking about. You want a man? You want to build a man? Oh, no. You got to have everything I need you to be. But the other women are saying, I'll take him this way. Oh, look at these women stealing our men. You didn't steal these men. You gave them up because you didn't give a damn. Single mothers, no offense, not all of them, but a good portion of them are damaged goods. And I'm telling you, you don't want damaged goods in your life, because they will ruin you and shame you into taking them in and talking about, oh, you don't have to worry about my kids. My kids are taken care of. But then you expected to pay for your kids. How long is she going to hold out you not helping out with the kids when you go on trips and all the other stuff until it becomes a problem? Don't listen to a woman ever say, because their emotions change like the waves in the ocean. One day it's hard, one day it's soft, one day it takes up the whole town and all of your life savings. Doesn't mean you can't date a single mother, but no offense, I hate to say it, but let's be real. You can't, unfortunately, take them too seriously.
Came up to the girl in high school. She was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO, executive, and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then, making horrible decisions with grown-ass on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
What about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
I'm not even going to say anything that needs to be said. I just wanted to play that clip because I had to end this night with the most idiotic thing possible. She literally tried to use a Uno card on some BS. What you're basically saying is, you didn't want me when I was at my lowest. Now that I'm something, now you all on me. But I should just forget that and go after you. You wanted the drug dealers. Stay with the drug dealers. Oh, you mad. You sassy. If you broke, then say so. Girl, I work at a Fortune 500 company. You on welfare. Who you calling broke? I'm not broke. And I'm 400 pounds and I'm a 10. 10 tons. Come on now. That's why I tell you, she is damaged goods up the yin yang. Guys, that was our video for today. Enjoy your day off. If you have it, if you're working, stay safe. And remember, the man cave is always open.